Hi everyone, I'm Chris Maragos, Facilities Manager with the Grand Canyon Association. I wanted to bring you information on an important topic on emergency evacuation procedures here at the Grand Canyon South Rim. In the event of an evacuation, the most likely event would be a wildland fire. If that should occur, you would be hearing an air raid siren going off in excess of 5 minutes. That would indicate that we are evacuating the park. Code Red and Ready Coconino is an emergency notification system operated by the Coconino County. This system utilizes a database and GIS information to broadcast emergency notifications via telephone or text messaging. Due to limitations to local phone databases, Grand Canyon residents are strongly encouraged to self-register their home phone number or cell phone number by going to the simple website coconino.az.gov/Ready Coconino. It only takes a few minutes, and once you do that, if in the event of an evacuation, you would receive either a pre-recorded phone message or a text message indicating the evacuation and the procedures for that. Now, there's also the likelihood that we may have a partial area evacuation, meaning that the entire South Rim is not being evacuated. That information would be passed to you and what the evacuation procedures are in place for a more localized evacuation. The evacuation routes would be clearly marked with law enforcement officials and sandwich board signs in the roadways. If you're an RVer and you're looking to take your RV with you during the evacuation, that is absolutely acceptable. I've spoken with law enforcement officials and they actually encourage folks to take their RVs with them during an evacuation. Now, evacuation collection centers will be established either in Williams and or Flagstaff by the American Red Cross. In conjunction with Coconino County Emergency Services. But those centers will only be established during an event. So there is no pre-planned area that has been discussed. Now if you're in the Inner Canyon, the collection centers would include Indian Gardens and Phantom Ranch. If you're on the North Rim, a collection center may include the Fredonia School and another site established by the American Red Cross. Now, registering for Ready Coconino is something that you have to do. It only takes a few minutes, but it'll make you preparedness ready in the event of an evacuation. So where would safety zones be in the event that you cannot evacuate the park? Well, here at the South Rim, it would be at the Visitor Center, parking areas, lots numbers 1 through 4. At Desert View, at the Watchtower parking area. At the North Rim, North Kaibab Trailhead, Demote and Little Park areas, as well as Cape Royale parking area, and North Kaibab Trail below the Supai Tunnel. If you're at the Inner Canyon, you would move toward Indian Gardens and Phantom Ranch, assuming that there's no threat to the Inner Canyon. Essentials to take with you in the event of an immediate evacuation: personal records, medication, pets. Ensuring that you and your family know who's meeting where and when is critical. Sleeping bags, water, enough provisions for basically 72 hours. Now, what can you actually do in the event of an evacuation? Disconnect your appliances if possible, if time permits. Close and lock your windows and doors. Also, something that will allow emergency responders a very easy visual if you've evacuated your home or RV, is to tie a white pillowcase or a towel around your front doorknob. That will signal that the home has been evacuated. Now, going back to Code Red Coconino Ready, there's also a spot on that website that enables you to indicate if there are people within your family that need assistance evacuating, people that may have special needs or that are handicapped. Another reason to sign up for Code Red Coconino Ready. Now, the evacuation of pets, really rely upon your responsibility to ensure that your pets are safe with you. Now the evacuation is over and it's time to return home. How will you be notified? Again, if you've registered with Coconino Ready, then you will receive a text message or a phone call with the message indicating that it's safe to return home. Also, there will be radio broadcasts on both AM and FM stations, as well as going to the website coconino.az.gov/Ready Coconino. All of these methods will give you the information when it's safe to return home. Now, the next thing that you can actually check with your store managers on is getting a printout of the simple evacuation procedures that I've just outlined. These things will prepare you for an evacuation, to have a plan. What does having a plan mean? Where are you going to meet as a family? Who is going to be looking over the family pets? Who is going to be getting things ready? Do you have a go bag ready? Meaning, can you just grab and go all of the essentials for at least 72 hours? All of these things are outlined on these basic evacuation procedures. Now, the Grand Canyon Association will be partnering up with the National Park Service to ensure that we have the most up-to-date information with having incident commanders, which would either be Susan Schroeder, Mike Buchheit, or Ted Gwynn. Once we are informed of an evacuation, those three people would then pass down information to what we call runners. And that would be a person like myself, or Cherie, or Jack, or Steve in maintenance, or Chris Littleboy. And we would all have a geographic responsibility of ensuring that the folks in Pinion Park, both in the RV areas, in the single wides, are all evacuated, as well as our commercial properties, our stores, our warehouse. That would be another area to be covered, as well as the residences on Havasupai Street. Now you might be asking, what else can you do to be ready in the event of a wildland fire? Well, at your residence, you can create a defensible space. And what that means is reducing the amount of fuel or combustibles in the form of pine needles, pine cones, downed tree limbs that are surrounding your property, and clearing those things around your property by at least 15 feet so that nothing can come in contact from a potential fire directly to your structure, whether it be your house, your apartment, your vehicles, or your RV. Now, if you should accumulate a lot of pine needles and such debris, please bag them up and put them next to a dumpster, not in it, adjacent to. The National Park Service already knows and has a plan in place to collect those things from the dumpster areas. Now, in wrapping up, there's 4 simple things that you can do to be ready. Ready Coconino. Starts with having a plan. Be ready, stay informed, and volunteer if it comes down to it. Again, please visit coconino.az.gov/Ready Coconino and register your home phone number or cell phone number so that you can get the most up-to-date information in the event of an evacuation. If you should have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to me with a phone call or an email. Thank you for listening and your time.